Hello everyone. Students, in the last class we discussed about the scientific principles of management, and I've said that I would be helping you out to understand how the application of these scientific principles are applied in day-to-day businesses or organization, right? So through case studies we'll see into it how these principles are being applied. Side by side, we are going to revise the principles, right? So that you are able to recall those principles and apply them in these situations, right? Uh, Today, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about scientific principle first, that is the introduction of those scientific principle, and then we are going to talk about the part of we can say that how these been applied in the situations. The first thing which you can see on the screen is the part of scientific principle. Who has developed these scientific principles, right? These scientific principles are being developed by F.W. Taylor, and he is known to be as the father of scientific management, or we can say the father, uh, F.W. Taylor means the full form is Frederick Wilson Taylor, right? So, how did he know about these scientific principles and how did he apply them? He was an engineer, right? A mechanical engineer. And when he was working in an organization, he found that those organizations were not following any kind of rules and regulations. That is, the employees were working like slums, or they were working more hours but paid less. Similarly, we found that there were no connection of how much work a person will do, whether that particular person will be doing which part of work. That is, there is no division of work, there was no division of responsibility, right? So slowly when he developed with those understanding, he himself started making the rules and stipulated that these rules, he made sure that these rules should be followed in the organization. Now it's you would be feeling that Henry Fayol has given 14 principle. Now F.W. Taylor has given these 6 principle. There are more, we can say there are similarities between both the followers, right? But the point of view was a little bit different. So let's see what F.W. Taylor said. F.W. Taylor said that scientific management, why I'm doing scientific management, this scientific management is being done so that I can bring a systematic observation. What is systematic observation? When he was working in the organization, he found that the people, that the manager were not looking into their respective areas or to their employees, right? They were not following any kind of rules, and whosoever is being in their relation, they were promoting them. That is, partiality was being done by in between the employees. Again, the observation were only done for a few people in the organization. So he said that if in an organization, if the organization wants to gain profit or earn profit or meet the future goals, then what the organization need to do, that each and every manager need to systematically observe the work done by the employees, right? So he said that with scientific management principle, systematic observation will be done. Second thing, he said that every organization need to do experiment, right? What is experiment means? Now, if you have seen, you must be using GeoSims, yes? When Geo came with a free subscription, right? The free Sims for the public, it was an experiment which was being done by Reliance, right? Why? because they want to cater maximum, you can say, the subscribers of different networks, right? They want to cater them, they want to attract them, so they distributed the SIM free. Again, they helped the people to go with the data facility, that is network facility, internet facility, right? Free of cost for first year, right? Slowly they have increased, like they started with the 1 month subscription free, then 3 months, then 6 months, and then they turned out to be 1 year. Why they have done this? They have experimented any principle or anything. When it is being out in the market, it has to be experimented first. That is, every person in an organization, if a manager need to exercise any principle, he need to first do a little bit of experiment on few people, and then it has to be seen whether that experiment is successful or failure. If the experiment is successful, then that will be utilized in the organization. But if it is a great failure, then it helped the organization to save the time. Secondly, it helped the organization to meet the failures, in fact, right? Now, again, scientific management says every happening will have a reason. Why? Because it has been experimented first. Proper observation is done, so I can find out the reason why this failure has happened, or why the people are not working effectively. So there was many principles and techniques given by F.W. Taylor, so that he can understand, or so that the organization people can understand why this situation is occurring. Right? Coming down to the next part is, what is scientific management? We say scientific management, or a management means what? Management means managing the things, observing the things, right? Applying the things in the organization in such a way that I can achieve the organization goals. Now, if I want to achieve the organization goals in an organization as a manager, then what I need to do? This is what systematic scientific management have explained. Scientific management says it means knowing exactly what men need to do, and seeing what they do it in the best, or what how they are doing that particular work in the best and cheapest way. That means scientific management एक सिर्फ ऑब्जर्वेशन है कि एम्प्लॉयज को हम कितने अच्छे तरीके से काम करवा सकते हैं, कौन सा अच्छा तरीका होगा जो इजी भी होगा और cheapest भी होगा. See, this part was not being given by Henry Ford. He said division of work should be there, the responsibility should be there, but in scientific management, a systematic study is being done that what work a particular man can do, right? Or we can say we would know, as a manager, we would know which how the people are doing the work and how they can do it more better, right? So by observing the things, scientific management has recovered so many principles. So what was the objective of scientific management? We can say scientific management was having an observation that if I'm observing a particular person as a manager, right, what I need to do? As a manager, I need to make sure that the mistakes are not repeated by that particular person, and a proper administration can be done by through him, right? That is, the work which he is doing, he should work it more effectively. Now, if I say that in an organization a particular work is being given to a particular person, right? For example, production दिया गया है, समझो if a production work is being given to Amir, right? So I need to properly check whether that particular person is doing the work according to his efficiency, right? And even I need to look that efficiency तो increase होनी चाहिए, पर उसके साथ क्या increase होना चाहिए? Productivity भी increase होनी चाहिए. So productivity and efficiency are connected to each other. Both need to be developed. This is what the first objective of scientific management is. Improving economic efficiency, right? That is material or money efficiency. It should be increased, and especially labor productivity should be increased. That is, efficiency तो increase होना चाहिए individual की, but productivity भी. देखो, efficiency increase होगी तो productivity automatically improve होगी, right? Secondly, it was seen that in an organization, जब एक worker को, एक particular worker is being given with a good remuneration, his efficiency increases, right? So this scientific principle said that the organization or the manager need to look into that when a person is increasing with the productivity, he should be given a fair remuneration. जो हमने 14 प्रिंसिपल में फेयर रेम्यूनरेशन के अंदर पढ़ा था, राइट? सेम चीज, इंक्रीज होगी प्रोडक्टिविटी, इंक्रीज उसकी एफिशिएंसी होगी, तो वेजेस ऑफ द वर्कर शुड आल्सो बी गिवन अकॉर्डिंगली, राइट? टू इंक्रीज प्रोडक्टिविटी बाय इंक्रीज एफिशिएंसी एंड वेजेस. एफिशिएंसी तभी इंक्रीज होगी जब मैं एम्प्लॉयज को उनके काम के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट अमाउंट दूंगी, दैट इज वेजेस. If a person is working for the whole month and at the last of the month, when there's a time for salary or wages, I won't give him a penny. Will he do the work next time? I say no. What do you think about it? Yes? You also think that जो भी काम होना चाहिए उसके लिए हमें paid होना चाहिए if we are working in an office. So to increase the efficiency of the employees, what people do is they try to increase, the manager try to increase the efficiency by giving them what? A good chance of development plus wages. The third objective of scientific management is to know what is the best method of performing the job, right? He saw basically these scientific principles are for the lower management people, right? That is the labor class people or the workers class people, if we can say. Why these principles were being brought? They were seen, and that, as I've given you before also this part, that F.W. Taylor was an engineer. He was looking into these issues, right? So he thought that if a particular person is doing a particular work, how effectively he is doing, and whichever work or method he is doing, if it is effective enough, that work or that best method will be conveyed to each and every worker in the organization so that their efficiency also increases, right? So the best method of performance was being taken care of here. Again, the management principle or scientific management principles, if we go through it, the first one is science, not rule of thumb, right? That means not one thing is not being taken care of, everything is being taken care of. Harmony, not discord. There should be harmony in the organization and not differences between the employees. Mental revolution, where change in attitude, we say. Cooperation and not individualism. That means there should be cooperation, there should be team spirit, not the individualism in the organization. Division of responsibility. Employees and workers' responsibility should be divided and it should be segregated, right? And the last one is maximum efficiency, that is greater efficiency and maximum prosperity. Let's see to it one by one again. Development of science for each part of men job, replacement of rule of thumb. What does this principle says? This principle suggests that the work assigned to any employee should be observed. As I said before, objective of the scientific management was to observe the work, right? Analyze the work with the respect to each and every element and part and time involved in it. That is, every work need to be carefully examined and analyzed so that I can make it out, so that we can say the part of replacement can be done. What kind of replacement? Where the failures are there, I can replace with the success, right? So this means replacement of odd rule of thumb by using method of inquiry, investigation, data collection, analysis, and framing of truth. So before this, what used to happen? Only the data was collected. No observation as such has been done more on the each particular part of work, right? Data was collected, investigation was being done, right? So the part of investigation data is collected so that each and every job is being analyzed properly, right? But before this, what used to happen is whatever the work the employees is doing, he was not being observed. Each and every work was not being observed as such, right? What was taken care of, what the other used to tell the manager, he used to believe on that. But through scientific principle, each and every work is being observed, so employees are also attached to the organization, right? Under scientific management, decisions are made on the basis of fact and by application of scientific decisions. So whatever observation is being done, on that basis, the principles or facts are being applied and those decisions are being taken care of, right? Again, this rule of thumb here, again, I would state that the rule of thumb says this particular work will be done in this way. No. In scientific management, it will be observed, it will be analyzed, and the best way of doing that work will be taken out. Right? So, how this principle is applied? Let's see one case study. The ABCDEF is a world renowned retail chain store. The customer here are very much pleased with the product and services provided in the store. The customer satisfaction and internal efficiency indicator of the organization is rated best in the industry. However, there have been a few steps taken by the organization which provide the organization this edge. The organization has used special type of software. Make it a note. The organization has used special type of software which integrates all the stores and bring uniformity in its billing and working pattern. What is happening over here? This organization is making the customer satisfied, but how? They have used a centralized process, a system which wherever the stores are, one or two or three stores which are there in the city or outside the city, they are bringing uniformity in the software where every employee is being taken care of and the same working pattern is being followed, right? What do you think? Which principle of management is being mentioned here? Yes, you are correct. Science, not rule of thumb. That means uniformity I can bring in the organization, but how? When I will analyze the work, when I will observe the work, and the best way of doing a particular work will be applied in overall management, right? So in this case study, ABCDEFG is following science and not rule of thumb, right? Not a particular stipulated, but the best way of doing the particular work. Uniformity in the organization. What is the second principle? Second principle says harmony, not discord. That means Taylor believed that cooperation and not individualism. You can say this principle and cooperation and not individualism are almost the same. We can say that in harmony or discord, we say that in an organization, harmony should be maintained between whom? There are only two people working, two parties working in the organization, one management and the second one is employees, right? Managers are giving orders, employees are following the orders or executing the orders. These two need to maintain harmony and cooperation between themselves. Then only the organization can perform their own individual activity and they can achieve the organization goals, right? So we can say it is only through cooperation that the goals of the enterprises can be achieved effectively. There should be no conflict between the managers and workers. तो कोई भी clashes नहीं होने चाहिए, harmony peace maintain होना चाहिए organization में, right? Taylor believed that interest of employers and employees should be fully harmonized so as to secure mutual understanding relation between them. There should be a mutual understanding between the employees and the employers, right? There should be no conflict between them. So peace should be maintained. Again, if I say how will you apply this? So it is a setting of a small factory to manufacturer. Different kinds of you can say eco-friendly packages are being made by this company, right? This particular person proposes to adopt a logical approach to his business rather than hit and trial method, as he knows that this can result in tremendous saving of human energy as well as wastage of time and material. So a manager knows what has to be followed, and he was very sure that logical approach should be taken care of, not hit and trial method. That is, बार बार एक्सपेरिमेंट करो और फिर उसके बाद रिजल्ट देखो, वो ये नहीं बिलीव करता था. He plans to adopt parentalistic style of management in practice in order to avoid any kind of class conflict that may emerge between him and workers. However, he planned to seek the opinion of his workers before taking any important decisions and also offer incentive to them for providing valuable suggestion for the business. So what do you think? What has happened over here? A manager is trying to build what? Identify and explain the various principles that Hrithik plans to apply in the business. The first thing which he's tried to apply in the business is the first principle, that is science, not rule of thumb. He was not aiming to use hit and trial method. He said a logical application will be done. That is, a logical method will be used and it will be applied the best way, I said, right? Second principle which he looked into was harmony and not discord. That is, he want that if we go back to the case study, you can see over here, you can see the tremendous saving of the human energy as well as wastage of time and material, he was saying, and he plans to adopt parentalistic. What does mean? It means parentalistic means where he want that there should be cooperation between whom? Between him and the employees, right? So, and there should be no conflict between them. So you can see here any kind of class conflict may not emerge between him and workers. So we can say here that the organization, that is the Hrithik, was trying to do what? He was trying to maintain harmony in the organization without any discord, that is without any conflict, right? Cooperation and not individualism. We can say that here cooperation and not individualism was being adopted by him. Why? Because he was saying that he plans to seek opinion of his workers. So opinion of the workers, team spirit, maintaining team spirit, or we can say the consultation of the workers will make the employees or workers more loyal towards the organization. So this line says that he wants to maintain what? He wants to maintain cooperation and not individualism in his organization, right? Coming down to the next one, that is mental revolution. What is mental revolution? In simple word, if we can explain, mental revolution means change in attitude. Whose attitude? Both managers and the workers. So a manager should try to work towards changing the attitude of the employees towards the work. Now the workers and the manager should have to complete change of outlook towards their mutual relation and work effort. So both should be harmonized, both should maintain peace in the organization, and they should look towards each other in a good way, right? It requires that managers should create suitable working condition and solve all the problems scientifically. So they should try to build, or they should try to solve the problem scientifically rather than hit and trial method, right? Similarly, workers should attend their job with utmost attention. So as a manager, I should take the suggestions of the workers, but as a worker I also need to follow the rules and regulations which are made by the managers on the job, with more devotion, with carefulness, not carelessness, with carefulness, and they should not waste the resources of the organization. Again, handsome remuneration should be provided to the workers to boost up their morale. If I want to boost the morale or productivity of the employees, then I need to give them a good remuneration. If they are working for my organization effectively and efficiently, then I need to provide them with the, you can say, the wages. It will create, what does it create? It will create a sense of belongingness amongst the workers. हमें अगर सैलरी मिलती रहे ना तो हम बिलोंग्ड बहुत होते हैं, हम बहुत लॉयल हो जाते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की तरफ. तो अगर काम कर रहे हैं तो वर्कर्स को क्या मिलना चाहिए? अप्रोप्रिएट wages or salary, right? They will be disciplined, loyal, sincere in fulfilling the task assigned to them. They will be more loyal, they will be more effective in doing the particular work. There will be more production and economical growth at a faster rate. तो बहुत फास्टर रेट से इकोनॉमिकल ग्रोथ भी होगी और साथ में क्या होगा? प्रोडक्टिविटी भी बढ़ेगी. अगर सिर्फ चेंज इन एटीट्यूड आ जाए दोनों में, मैनेजर में भी और वर्कर में भी. मैनेजर ने अगर वर्कर वर्क कर रहा है तो ही शुड बी प्रोवाइडेड विद द प्रॉपर wages, right? Similarly, worker, if manager is providing him with all the opportunities, then the worker should work more effectively and should feel belongingness towards the organization. Coming down to the next one, that is cooperation and not individualism. This we have discussed before also, but let's go through it once. Organization should maintain mutual cooperation between management and employees. Yes, there should be trust. A trust should be maintained, but trust कब maintain होगा? जब harmony होगी, जब peace होगी, जब एक दूसरे के ऊपर क्या करेंगे? हम भरोसा करेंगे. Trust मतलब भरोसा, right? और तभी होगा जब दोनों ही parties एक दूसरे से क्या होंगी? खुश होंगी. Change in attitude होगा दोनों की. So cooperation are essential. Employees' suggestions, new and innovative ideas should always be welcomed by the managers. At the same time, employees should not use any action against the organization, like ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मेरी सारी बात मांग रहा है पर एक हाथ बात अगर उसने ओवर टाइम ही नहीं दिया मुझे फॉर दिस मंथ, तो as an employee what I should do? I should not go for strikes. I should not blame the organization. I should not stop working. But I should work and make the organization feel that yes, we are working for the betterment of the organization. Right? So there should be cooperation and not individualism. We should not work for our individual growth, but we should work for the organization growth. Coming down to the division of responsibility. This principle determines that there should be concrete nature of roles to be played by different levels of the management. Yes, manager has to do some other work, that is manager will plan and workers will execute. So this attitude should always be there in an organization, right? The management should assume the responsibility of planning of work, right? And the execution responsibility should be given to the workers. Thus, planning is not separated from execution. Planning has been done. Execution has been observed by the managers, right? Again, if we say maximum prosperity for employers and employees, this is the last one to be discussed with you all. What does this principle says? This says that in an organization there should be maximum prosperity among whom? Amongst the employees and the employers. तो देखो ज्यादातर जितने भी हमने अभी 6 के 6 पूरे साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट पढ़े वो सब किससे रिलेटेड है? मैनेजर्स और एम्प्लॉयज के बीच में, दैट इज वर्कर्स एंड मैनेजर्स के बीच में. सो all these principles are used in lower management, right? The aim of scientific management is to seek maximum prosperity for the employers and employees. Yes, prosperity. हद से ज़्यादा हम कह सकते हैं कि every organization would like to develop also and would like their employees also to develop, right? It is important only when there is an opportunity for each worker to attain the highest efficiency. Yes. So every manager should give what? Should provide the opportunity to the employees, right? For developing their skills plus increasing their efficiency. तो दोनों ही होना चाहिए. मैनेजर ने चांस भी देना चाहिए एम्प्लॉय को डेवलप होने का और एम्प्लॉय ने वो चांस ग्रैब भी करना चाहिए ऑन टाइम, right? So maximum output and optimum utilization of resources will bring higher profits for the employer and better wages for the employees. अगर प्रॉफिट अर्न होगा तो इनडायरेक्टली हमें क्या मिलेगा? वेजेस मिलेगा ही, इंसेंटिव्स मिलेंगे. पर अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ही अगर कोई प्रॉफिट नहीं होगा तो मुझे भी एज एन इंडिविजुअल वर्कर हम देखेंगे तो मुझे भी कोई भी प्रकार का प्रॉफिट नहीं होगा. दैट इज मुझे भी अप्रोप्रिएट वेजेस नहीं मिलेंगे. सो फॉर betterment of the organization we should work, that is as an employee I should work with higher efficiency so that I can bring more productivity in the organization. This would help me help my organization to develop also. Again, there should be maximum output in place of restricted output. Maximum output होना चाहिए, कोई restricted नहीं होना चाहिए. If I am being given 500 units to produce in a month, I should work for not 500, achieving the target of 500, but I should work for achieving 600 units. Why? Because it will increase my efficiency, it will increase my productivity, and indirectly it will help me to earn more wages as an individual. But as an organization, my productivity will increase, so my organization target will also increase in this way, right? Both managers and workers should be paid handsomely. यही मेन रीजन है why the workers are not working in the organization productively, because they are not being paid properly. So proper payment of wages should be done in an organization. So all these principles, that is science not rule of thumb, mental revolution, harmony and not discord, then cooperation and individualism, development of maximum prosperity and productivity for employers and employees, right? All these are division of responsibility. All these principles are being used in the organization to increase the productivity. Basically in the production department they are being used, right? Let's see one case study. New Delhi Limited is a famous service providing company. Mr. Aman Manotra is a managing director. He continuously motivates his research and development department that new and latest method for doing work be explored. The provision has also been made to give reward to those employees who will participate in a particular exploration. He also believes that two groups working on managerial and non-managerial posts are similar to two wheels of the organizational wheels, right? He believes that managerial हो या non-managerial हो, दोनों ही बहुत जरूरी हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए क्योंकि वो दो पहियों की तरह काम करते हैं, right? If this wheel, that is the organization, is to be driven in the right way, then both, चाहे वो मैनेजरियल हो चाहे नॉन मैनेजरियल लोग हो, दोनों को साथ में काम करना पड़ेगा, राइट? Among this Mr. Right way, then both the wheels should be properly aligned. Aligned means दोनों को सेम प्लान को फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. Mr. Aman is successful leader among his employees. He has instilled the feeling that no decision will be taken without consulting the subordinates. Make it sure manager workers को लेकर चल रहा है, उनके decision को भी सुनेगा, and then he will take the decision, right? To excel in his field, the main motive of Mr. Aman and the main motive of Aman, and he paid a lot of attention to training of the employees. Yes, he paid a lot of attention towards training of the employees, and he takes the new ideas of the employees also, right? Identify the principles of scientific management discussed above in the case. If you can see, two things were being discussed. First, cooperation and not individualism. He said that all will work in team spirit. He made the research, basically जो रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट को भी चांस दिया गया था कि वो नई चीज़ें नई आइडियाज़ लेकर आए, एंड प्रोविजन वाज आल्सो बीइंग मेड कि रिवॉर्ड दिए जाएंगे दोज एम्प्लॉयज़ को जो पार्टिसिपेट करेगा इन द मैनेजमेंट डिसीजंस, राइट. Second, division of responsibility. Why division of responsibility? वहाँ पे दिया गया है two groups, whether managerial or whether non-managerial. Both are the two wheels of the vehicle. दोनों को same alignment दिया है, that is same plan दिया है, but both are important for my organization. So division of work or division of responsibility is given. Manager is doing his own work, employees are doing his own work, right? So we can say that both the things, cooperation and not individualism, is being applied in the above case, and the second principle is division of responsibility, which has been applied. So I hope you have understood how the application of these principles are being done in the organization. Thank you. Again, before moving, saying you bye, what was the problem faced by the scientific management that I would like to discuss with you? The managers frequently implemented these increased outs, like observation, right? Taylor's plan. So that was making an employee feel backward or feel less or dull because of that. So those scientific principles are being good for the organization, good for the employees, but more of implication will lead to dullness, will lead to boredness for the workers. Workers could purposely underform. बहुत सारी बार ऐसा होता है कि हम ज़्यादा रेम्यूनरेशन देंगे आपको, आप काम करो, but there are many employees who will do less work because they are more pressurized for it. बॉर्डम अगर ज़्यादा फील होने लग जाएगा तो प्रेशराइज हो जाएंगे. इसलिए there were problems with scientific management principles also. I hope these problems are also helpful for you. So make it sure that you study these principles and write it down properly with these specifications, and do study at home. Thank you.